Tell us about how you got into promotions.
I was fighting, and I fought for Ring of Fire, and I fought for Rocky Mountain Bad Boys, and I wound up being that I sucked at fighting, and but I had a pretty vast business background, and just decided to put two and two together, and I loved fighting, and I like business. So
Did you go to college for business?
No, I mean, yeah, I guess. I went to college. I had like a 0.6 GPA.
Right on.
And I'm so fucking lazy. I let my sister pick what classes I would attend in college. And so she put me in all these science classes. So when I went to college, I went to the Olympic Training Center for judo, and then just started smoking pot and, meeting girls, and just didn't really feel like doing it anymore. So I just started working a whole bunch, and then my school just went to crap. I think I went to college for like 6 months.
Okay.
And then I was a general and district manager for 24 Hour Fitness for like 10 years. And so so that's kind of where I got the majority of my business background, was from 24 Hour Fitness.
Okay, and now you promote and own Fight to Win?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight to Win Promotions.
Right.
And I own Lifetime Tattoo as well.
Okay. So do you actually do some of the work there?
No, it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of like fight promoting. It's like I couldn't figure out how to fight, but I know how to promote. I can't draw, but I love tattoos.
Right.
So I would rather just own the business and get the tattoos for free.
Right on. Yeah,
so that's just kind of
a
how
good strat.
Yeah, I actually have no talents myself. I just am good at directing other people to do stuff.
Well, that's a talent on itself, though.
I guess.
Delegation of duty.
It'd be nice to know how to be able to read my own handwriting. Would be cool.
Right.
That's cool.
But you've competed at a pretty high level in judo and stuff. You have a black belt.
Yeah, I competed at a high school national champion, and competed at senior nationals, and all that stuff. And I've competed at the Pan Ams and the Worlds for jiu-jitsu. That's really my passion, competition-wise, for myself. That's what I like doing. I love doing grappling, and I love jiu-jitsu. I don't really like judo anymore.
Really?
No,
okay.
It's a totally lame sport that's made a bunch of provisions on it. I kind of don't do any judo at all anymore. But I love jiu-jitsu, and I love grappling.
What? How should I phrase this? What's it like promoting the event versus being a competitor in the events? And you do both.
It's funny. I get asked that a lot because it's its own stress, right? Getting ready for a fight, you have to, it's such a mental fuck the whole time. Like, it's just this mind fuck. Like, you're always the diet, the nutrition, the playing the fight in your head a million times over and over and over again. And then with promoting the event, it's just the stress of, oh my God, I'm about to spend $60,000. I hope people come. I hope I'm broke. Even though you're going to be okay. You're going to at least usually break even. The worst you lose is like $10,000 or whatever. So, it's just that mental stress of like 2 months of promoting it and being into it. And with us, it's the hard thing. The hardest part for me is not only doing it, but as soon as that event's done, washing my hands at the event and getting ready for my next one, which is usually the following week. So doing 3 events a month is really what gets to me, as opposed to doing just the stress of one event.
Right. And you've just mentioned that you have run the largest promotion event in the state of Colorado to date.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody that came out to support. Obviously, Easton Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, Colorado Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, Zingano, Grizzly, all the schools, Hells and Gracie, that came out. We had almost 500 competitors at a jiu-jitsu tournament, which is huge because when we started as a jiu-jitsu tournament company, because there was another company in town that just did a bad job and was charging too much. So I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to do twice the job that person was doing and charge half of what they do. And so I changed the game.
Yeah, that's a winning business strategy.
I give people a product that I can charge $100 for, and I charge $40. Because I'm not trying to get rich off this. I just don't want to get a real job. Like, my focus in life. Like,
that's why we do what we do.
It's all I want to do. If I can make a couple $1,000s a month and pay my bills and keep my kids from going needing. I get them close to the second answer already. So, but from my kids from needing stuff that I can't provide. I just don't want to get a real job. Like the thought of putting on a name tag again, or wearing someone else's logo or collared shirt, khakis makes me want to just fucking blow my brains out.
Yeah.
So but anyway, with the tournament, we set up our whole business strategy was for the fighters. Everything for the fighters. So lower the prices so more fighters can compete. Have better events so that people have a good experience in the events. And then it just kind of took off. We had no money when we started, and we've kind of built this monster that we have now, show by show.
And how long have you had Fight to Win?
We've only been around for 2.5 years.
2.5 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years. We've done quite a bit.
Yeah.
About how many events do you think you've put together in that last 2.5 years?
2.5 years, I've probably done over 20 MMA shows personally, 20 grappling tournaments at least, maybe 30 grappling tournaments, and I've probably done production for about 15 other shows. I do about, now this year we're booked like 41 shows, I think, and that includes rock concerts, MMA shows, and jiu-jitsu tournaments, about 41. Like January 29th alone, we had 3 events in 3 cities. We had an event in Lubbock, an event in Midland, and an event in Denver. So I mean, when you don't make a lot off each event, you have to do a lot of events in order to pay your bills. But it's fun. It's a good time. And I have a great staff. I have a great staff, a big staff that's willing to do anything I ask them to do. We travel all over the country, and we just drive everywhere because I hate planes. I'm afraid to fly. So.
How did you get your staff? How did you assemble your staff?
It's all friends and family.
Okay.
My cameraman, my videographer is my brother-in-law. My production guy is one of my best friends. The other people that help me run my show and build everything is one of my best friends. I mean, I kept everything in-house, We hired some people along the way, and it just didn't work, It's one of those, this is the type of business where sometimes I have to go help run a mat. So I have to set somebody else on the cash box. That cash box has $10,000 in it. You have to
Trust
that
them.
person you got to trust them.
Right,
and I trust all the guys that work for me, and they do a good job, and they work hard. We'll go and set up an entire production of a show with 4 of us in
That's awesome.
one day. That's what we do.
Good.
Travel all over the country, and we set up big productions with 4 people. So everybody works hard, and they get paid well, and they're happy. So
What would you say would be the hardest part of your job?
it's the lack of time you get to spend with your kids and wife and family.
Yeah.
Traveling. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's the most fun part. The hardest part's the most fun part. It's the work. The constantly fighters pulling off a card and having to send 1,000 text messages a month and to get new fighters. But it's really the traveling that gets to you more than anything. Like in March alone, I've got 3 events in Texas and 1 event in California. So it's like I get to spend 2 days a week with my kids and my wife, and then I'm back on the road 2 days. But I'm not complaining. I mean, I'd rather do this than anything. So we take December off, so that's
Cool, yeah. You got to if you got kids, right?
I guess.
How,
But it's cool,
How long have you been married?
For 5 years, a little bit over 5 years.
So,
2 kids, 2 little rock stars.
and how did she take your changing your career and starting this up? How
Well,
was
I mean, I kind of got fired from 24 Hour Fitness.
Oh, okay.
Because I
So it was necessary.
Well, I'd started this company
Right.
in my office at 24 Hour Fitness on the clock. Yeah, I had a fax machine. I had everything. So it's hilarious.
Sometimes you got to utilize the tools you have available.
Well,
to
yeah,
you.
I mean, I'm not stupid. I know how to open up a business, and I knew that this was going to be a big business, and I could get there. But I knew I wasn't going to get there fast.
Right.
I knew it was going to take some time. So I spent my last year of work at 24 Hour Fitness building this up, and then eventually, they walk into the office and they're like, "What is all this stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't fucking care, whatever." And then they fired me and cut me a check for some money, and told me to get lost. That gave me enough money. I had to do something. I wasn't gonna go get a real job, so I just put everything I had into this, and I just lucked out that everybody got behind us and supported us.
Cool. And you still find time to go down to Colorado Brazilian Jiu Jitsu?
I try to train every day.
Do you?
I teach Mondays at the Highlands Ranch, Colorado Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and then I try to go every other day to Dave's in Denver. But I've been, it's hard when you travel so much, man. It's like I got to catch up. My business comes first. But I'll be competing at Pan Am's You know, I'll probably train a little bit of Easton's with Devin and some of the guys over there, and Josh Ford, and you know, but I train, you know, I try to train as much as possible. It's important. I mean, without that, my life's just a ball of stress. This past week I was sick, and then last night I got my foot tattooed, and that was just, I tried to train today, that was a bad idea. But, you know, I mean, I try to train as much as possible. Without it, I'm a head case.
It gives you a productive and positive outlet for all the stresses that build up in the promotions field and with family stuff.
It's the reason that I do it is because I love the sport, you know. So I mean, if I can't do it myself, that's like I have problems with promoters, and we don't have any. We don't have any in Denver. I'll say we don't have any promoters in Denver that don't train or don't do something. You know, Keith from Rocky Mountain Bad Boys has a background in karate and stand-up. Steve Alley has a background in stand-up. Sven has a kickboxing background. You know, so Jamie Addy, King of Champion, my vice president, he is an MMA fighter. So everybody that's in the sport does it because they love it. You know, all the promoters. So it's kind of one of those cool things. In Texas, I got to deal with a lot of assholes out there that are just in it trying to make $1, and then they fucking fall flat on their faces like they always do, because everybody knows you're just in it to make money.
Right.
And nobody cares, and nobody wants to work with you, and then you fall on your face and you go out of business and you bounce checks. We don't have that out here in Colorado, but it's definitely out there all over the country, you know.
So, how many new promotions do you think, like for instance, the Mortal Kombat? That's a new promotion that you're setting up, a new tournament, or
No,
explain
Mortal
a little bit about
Kombat
what that
is just an MMA show.
Oh, okay.
I'm changing. My whole thing is I've always kind of tried to change the curve. Doing as many shows as we do, when we do these rentals, it's a turnkey operation. It's a cage, it's lights, it's video, it's sound. It's anywhere in the country. It's in a trailer. I set it up. I do it. I get bored because it's the same thing. You know, I do the same thing every 2 weeks, every week, and I don't even like watching the fights. I get bored. So that's fine. I'm going to continue doing that when I travel. But when I'm home now, I'm changing the whole thing. It's a theme. My shows are going to be theme shows, right? So it's like kind of a mixture of theatrical elements of like Broadway, WWE mixed in with what we're doing. And that's kind of what I'm going for. You know, but I want people to come to Mortal Kombat, and I want them to leave, and I want them to remember that they went to Mortal Kombat.
Right.
I have a lot of people that'll call me and be like, "Yeah, I went to one of your shows back then." I'm like, "Yeah, which one?" Like, "Oh, I don't remember." They're not going to forget this one. There's no way.
So like Dave teaches in the Colorado Brazilian Jiu Jitsu Academy, he teaches to create a memorable experience. You're trying to correlate that teaching in your promotionalist company because you want everyone to cherish everything, so it sticks in their memory and then it brings them back.
I just want it to be more. I want it to be more because they can go to any fight show. I mean, fuck, in March alone, there's like 5 in Denver. Keith has a show. Steve has a show. Beat Down, whoever that guy's name is, he has a show. Ring of Fire has a show. Mine's got to be different. It's got to stick out. Because otherwise, if I'm just doing the same thing as everybody else, I'll just quit doing it because it's just not my style. I just want to do something that. I mean, I'm not even spending that much money. It's just gonna be different, you know. You just gotta go for that. You know?
Do you have a different format, different rules, or different presentations?
No, it's just the way of doing the show. You know, it's just not gonna be your normal show.
Besides standing out with your promotion company, is there any other goals that you have with it that you're looking to reach? Yeah.
You know, I kind of change that daily. I don't really. I kind of. My partner in the Full Force Fighting, Tim Brower, you know, he gives me shit because I don't have like a 5-year plan, you know. I really don't. I don't even have a 5-day plan. I just fucking do things as they come, you know. And sometimes I'll just be training and I'll get an idea, or something will happen, I'll get an idea, and I'm gonna go with that idea. And if I try it and I fall flat on my face, then I fall flat on my face. But I'm gonna try anything, you know. I'm going after this theme element with my shows. And I'm thinking it's gonna be really cool, man. Just every time a show, it's just gonna be different. But if it sucks and it's lame, then I'll try something else.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Got to keep adapting.
I got to keep myself excited, though. If I can't get excited to go see my own event, then there's a serious problem.
Yeah.